In the top stories, Supervisor of Elections clarifies statement on voter list. Police officer discusses bribery according to National Assembly Elections Act. And St. Kitts Sustainable Destination Council encourages the general public to go plastic free. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Seriously, there's a better way to beat the heat. Get an air conditioning unit at Courts, starting at $1,299. Get free installation on your purchase. Plus, with Ready Finance, you can shop now and pay nothing for 60 days. Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 Newscast. I am Scotticia Hendrickson. Supervisor of Elections Mr. Elvin Bailey has sought to clarify a statement made about circumstances that would permit the removal of names from the voters list, according to the law which has sparked discussion in the public arena. In a telephone interview, Mr. Bailey explained that during his appearance on a radio program recently, he made mention that there is a section in the law that states if a person does not vote for 2 consecutive years, their names can be removed from the register.
I was a guest on Let's Talk on Tuesday night with Webo on VON, and he was asking about the different ways in which names could, by law, be removed from the register. And we answered the question by making reference to Section 42 of the legislation, which talks about removals by death and by objections. And I indicated that there was another area that is stated in the law, Section 42.2, which talks about persons who have not voted for 2 consecutive elections. That apparently has generated quite a lot of discussion.
He said because of this statement, persons have been raising concerns about their names being taken from the list.
People seem to be concerned that it is saying one of 2 things, or 2 things. One is that persons' names have been removed from the register because they have not voted in 2 consecutive elections. And that is not true. That has not happened. And that 2, once your name is removed from the register, that you no longer have a right to re-register. That also is not true.
Mr. Bailey has assured that while it is stated in the law, it has never been used to remove anyone's name.
The correct thing, the law is the correct thing, and that is what the law says, but it has never been applied to anybody to remove them from the register. And in any case, if you're removed from the register by virtue of an objection, which is the most common form, then you have a right to be re-registered. And you can come in and do that at any time during the week when the office is open.
That was Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Elvin Bailey. As the Federation gets ready for the 2022 general elections, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is reminding the general public of the rules, guidelines, and laws of Election Day. On Thursday, during ZIZ Radio's Policing With You program, Sergeant Marvin Thompson spoke about bribery. While referencing the National Assembly Elections Act, he explained that a person has committed bribery if they give money or gifts to influence another person's vote.
One person shall be deemed to be guilty of bribery within the meaning of this act. Every person who directly or indirectly by himself or herself or by any other person on his behalf, his or her behalf, gives, lends, or agrees to give, lend, or offers, promises, or promises to procure, or to endeavor to procure any money or valuable consideration to or for any voter or for any person on behalf of any voter, or to or for any person in order to induce any voter to vote or refrain from voting, or corruptly does any such act as aforesaid on account of any voter having voted or refrained from voting. He said, you're guilty of.
Sergeant Thompson added that if a candidate solicits the services of someone on polling day and pays them, that would not be considered as bribery.
Let's say on election day, one of the candidates or the campaign manager or someone gives somebody a job to bring voters from place X to the polling station. A legitimate job, contracted, and they'll pay them for that service. Because that is a legitimate service, that would not be considered that is bribery.
The 2022 general elections are slated for Friday, August 5th, and nomination day is on Tuesday, 26th July. As part of their Plastic-Free July activities, the St. Kitts Sustainable Destination Council held a public panel discussion on Thursday in an effort to encourage the general public to go plastic-free and adapt a new lifestyle towards plastic and pollution. The panel consisted of St. Kitts and Nevis's Reef Guardian, Miss Tunisia Wyatt, Mr. Nikhil Sutton from the St. Kitts Sea Turtle Monitoring Network, Mr. Karim Sadler from the Department of Marine Resources, and marine biologist Mrs. Tricia King. During her presentation, Ms. Wyatt said land-based sources such as agricultural runoff and pesticides used on farms account for approximately 80% of marine pollution globally. She used the opportunity to ask farmers in the Federation to reduce the chemicals used on their farms and to turn to organic farming.
I'm appealing to farmers. I would like for you to reduce the amount of chemicals being used. Therefore, the runoff from the rainfall gets into the water, and this reduces the nutrients in the ocean. So I'm appealing to them for them to turn to more organic farming and protected agriculture using shade houses. In that way, we'll help to protect the ocean and we can still farm for all.
The panel also discussed the effects of plastic pollution and marine debris on marine life. Some of the effects mentioned were entanglement and ingestion. Mr. Sadler explained that the Fisheries, Aquaculture and Marine Resources Act helps to minimize the incidences of ghost fishing, which is the dumping or abandonment of fishing gear in the ocean.
Our legislation is guided by certain principles, and one of those principles is actually that waste occurring from fishing activities will be minimized. So incidents of ghost fishing at a lost fish trap are in that case, and net, you could see areas where it was cut and might have been broken and then it's just drifting. Because when a fisher goes out and you place something here, you're thinking that when you come back, I am going to meet it here or maybe just over there, depending on how the water would have interacted with it. But if it's damaged, so we mentioned about vessels and stuff like that passing. So if it's damaged, a piece of that could break off and go all over. So we try and encourage fishers, to check your gear and stuff like that regularly, make repairs and things like that in order to avoid things like the ghost fishing.
The panel discussion was held under the theme Be Part of the Solution, Help to End Plastic Pollution, with a focus on coastal and marine environment. After the break, Culturama 48 officially underway, and Department of Community Services sensitizes users of rules governing the use of community centers. Stay tuned.
It's Horseman's Building Center's Switch On Electrical and Lighting Sales Event, happening now until July 31st at Horseman's Building and Nevis Center. Our electricals and lighting departments will be switched on with 25% off. That's right, 25% off electricals and lighting products, happening now until July 31st. 25% off on all electricals and lighting products at Horseman's Building Centers on St. Kitts and Nevis. Switch on the deals, switch on the quality products, switch on the savings, and switch on 25% off on all electricals and lighting products today. Horseman's Building and Nevis Centers. We've got the savings switched on. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Elevate your experience with Flow's fiber-fast internet and mobile combined. Enjoy double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines, plus up to 35 megabits per second home internet speed at the best rate, giving you the best value to stay connected. I think our Flow mobile is elevated.
You think?
An elevated experience starts with Flow at home, powering double data and unlimited talk on 4 mobile lines at the best rate. Visit a Flow store to sign up today.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that sound?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKM is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Family fun days are here. Now is the time for movie marathons, tasty treats, and outdoor fun. At Courts, we have the TVs, appliances, grills, pools, and more to make your home the place to be. Get it all today with no cash when you shop with Courts Ready Finance. Family fun days are on now. Get what you need at Courts, bringing value home. Offer ends July 23rd. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. The official opening of the 40th edition of the annual Culturama Festival was held on Thursday, 21st July 2022 at the Nevis Cultural Village in Charlestown. Mr. Antonio Liburd, Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat and the Chairman of the Culturama Committee, said the festival has progressed tremendously over the years. He revealed that the inaugural celebration held in 1974 had just 2 main activities, a calypso show which had only 3 competitors and a Miss Culture talent show. The Culturama Festival now boasts several senior and junior pageants and competitions, food and cultural events, fetes, street parades, and other activities. The night's entertainment included performances by Calypsonians The Undertaker and King Astro, as well as masquerades and the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation Jumping Clowns. The contestants for the various pageants this year also made an appearance. This year's festival is being celebrated under the theme Fet and Celebrate Culturama 48. The activities will run from July 21st to August 2nd, 2022. The Department of Community Development and Social Services is sensitizing users of the rules governing the use of community centers. Senior Community Development Officer Ursuline Bridgewater mounted a poster with a list of rules at the Old Road Community Center on Wednesday. In a recent post to their Facebook page, the department stated that it is sincerely hoped that all users will familiarize themselves with the rules governing the use of the centers and be guided accordingly. The department also stated that the community centers throughout the island play an important role in our communities. They provide places where people from a range of backgrounds and interests can interact, learn, recreate, be supported, and grow. It is therefore important that users comply with the rules governing center use when permission is granted. The Community Development and Social Services Department said this activity will be replicated at all community centers to ensure that the facilities are kept in satisfactory condition. Coming up, vigils held in Brazil for people killed in police raids. Stay tuned.
What's your reason?
Because on weekends, we have special from Thursday up to Monday. So I will encourage more people to come.
What's your reason?
They like come up for the cheap shrimps. You know, cheap things good now and again.
There's always a great reason to shop at Hortsport's Value Mart IGA.
You could find the products that you really need.
Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, where
price matters most. Shop smart at Value Mart.
We love plenty gal ting. Every day we snouting say boom.
Yo, this is Skinny Fabulous and I'm inviting you to be ready this carnival season with Courts Ready Cash. Get up to $20,000 cash right now. No deposit needed and it's completely hassle-free. You will have your money in your hand in less than 24 hours. What are you waiting for? Don't miss the vibes this carnival season. It's all about Courts Ready Cash. Ready when you are.
All my friend them stinking mad. We be having drinking bad. Martin call me the drinking god.
Welcome back. Residents in one of Rio de Janeiro's biggest slums are mourning 19 victims of Thursday's police raid. More than 70 people have been killed in 3 police operations in the past 14 months. Police are accused of resorting to heavy-handed tactics to tackle gangs in low-income communities. Al Jazeera's Monica Yanaku reports.
Sadness and anger at the vigil in the Morro do Alemão favela, one of the largest slums of Rio de Janeiro. Residents gathered on Friday, one day after a police raid left 19 dead. They protested against the violence they say they've been facing for decades.
Violence is a product of government policies which have left the poor with no jobs, no schools, no food on the table. If a young boy is holding a rifle now, that's because in 2010, when he was a child, he was given no opportunities.
400 policemen surrounded the Morro do Alemão on Thursday. New video shows them shooting down a man. The police say they were targeting leaders of the Red Commando, one of Brazil's largest drug gangs, but met resistance.
The criminal leaders ordered their men to resist arrest or face retaliation.
16 suspects, 1 policeman, and 2 innocent bystanders were killed, spurring public outrage.
3 of the 4 most lethal police raids in the history of Rio de Janeiro happened during the past 14 months. More than 70 people were killed, including those who died here in the Morro do Alemão favela.
President Jair Bolsonaro has long favored heavy-handed police tactics, but human rights organizations and crime experts say violence has proven to be ineffective.
All these deaths have not stopped criminal gangs from growing stronger. So why insist on lethal operations instead of concentrating on investigation and intelligence gathering? That's what will prevent drug lords from getting armed.
At the vigil on Friday, residents of the favela prayed for peace and the future of their children. Monica Yanakiv, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
Coming up, Sri Lanka's new president criticized for crackdown on protesters. We'll have the details when we come back.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investments. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, Please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Welcome back. Sri Lanka's new president, Ranil Wickremesinghe, has been criticized for a violent crackdown on anti-government protesters. Demonstrators had been occupying the areas surrounding the presidential secretariat in Colombo. Hundreds of heavily armed soldiers and police assaulted members of the public. Al Jazeera's Minel Fernandez reports.
An uneasy face-off in Sri Lanka on Friday evening, very different to the chaos of the morning. Hundreds of military personnel and police commandos surrounded anti-government protesters who had camped outside the president's office for 105 days. Mobile phone footage was live-streamed by those who were barricaded in and attacked.
Thousands of soldiers came and brutally beaten peaceful protesters and destroyed some IT camps and those things and take over the place behind us. And some of the protesters in the hospital, they are badly injured, and some of arrested, and also lawyers are also arrested. And I think President is covered, and he took cowardly action against the peaceful protesters.
Condemnation of the government's actions was harsh and swift.
Ranil, you are not too big for us. After taking the oath as president, you started with oppression. You started by warning the people. And we will respond to your oppression, your threats, and your thugs peacefully and democratically.
Lawyers say the use of armed forces to suppress civilian demonstrations on the new president's first day in office is despicable. The Centre for Policy Alternatives has called on Wickremesinghe to issue a public apology, ensure an independent investigation, and revoke the state of emergency. The UN has added its voice to the criticism.
The use of force against peaceful protesters runs contrary to international law, and we urge authorities to immediately halt the use of such force. All Sri Lankans have the right to freedom of expression, peaceful assembly, and the right to participate in public affairs.
But the president was busy swearing in his new prime minister and cabinet. Wickremesinghe has reappointed the same people who served under the Rajapaksas, prompting claims that he is acting as a proxy for the family.
Protesters say they don't want another Rajapaksa in power, but the actions of the new president suggests he comes from the same mold. They say they won't stop their campaign till Ranil Wickremesinghe resigns. Minel Fernandez, Al Jazeera, Colombo.
Up next in sports, Antigua and Barbuda's team announced for Commonwealth Games, and Tunisian fans hope 2022 World Cup distracts from woes back home. Stay tuned.
You're never too young to start planning for your financial future. That's why I decided to visit National Caribbean Insurance to speak with one of their friendly sales agents.
Here at NCI, we strive to ensure customer satisfaction by choosing the right policy for you. Our endowment plans provides customers with adequate returns on their investment. The quinquennial bonus policy offers a 25% payout of the sum assured every 5 years. Other life insurance packages can help to secure your family's future. Also, please consider our health plans so you can be reimbursed for medical expenses to ease financial impact. Just remember, the younger you are, the more affordable insurance is for you.
Don't wait until it's too late to apply. Make an appointment to see a sales agent.
Visit us today. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
In sports, Antigua and Barbuda's contingent to the July 28th to August 8th Commonwealth Games has been released. The Twin Island state will compete in swimming, athletics, boxing, and cycling. ABS's Jack Matthew reports.
The athletes will include national champion C.J. Green and double national record holder Joellen Lloyd. Competing as well will be Caribbean Games bronze medalist Darian Skerritt, distance runner Kalik St. Jean, and triple and long jumper Taiko Ogaro. They will be accompanied by Evans Jawaki Jones. The swimmers will be Caribbean Games gold and silver medalist Stefano Mitchell, Ethan Stubbs Green, who won silver at Sisikan and gold at Carifta, Caribbean Games double gold medalist Jaden Woolley, and Olympic scholarship holder Olivia Fuller. Wayne Mitchell will be the swimming official. Punching for glory will be Pan Am Games bronze medalist Alston Ryan and female newcomer Kagra Ryan. Ralston Ryan will be the official. Accompanied by St. Clair Williams, cyclist Jaime Bridges and US-based Conor Delham Bank will carry the nation's pursuit. The chef of the mission will be ABS's Joel Rain, who served in that capacity at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Rain will be assisted by Karen Joseph, who will attend as team manager and chaperone. President of the National Olympic Committee, the Honorable Paul Ched Green, will also be part of the delegation and will attend the General Assembly. Jack Matthew, ABS Sports.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup kicks off in Qatar in 4 months, with Tunisia as one of the 2 North African teams to qualify. Football fans there hope the tournament will give them a respite from years of political and economic crisis. Al Jazeera's Paul van der Roof reports.
Tunisia is a country with deep political divisions, but there's one thing that still unites people.
Football brings people together and they sympathize with each other. When a game is on, it's all they think about. They forget about politics and the things that are happening in the country. They forget about their problems.
We all support Tunisia, all of us. We forget about the faction supporting the president and the others supporting Ennahda in politics. We keep football out of politics.
President Kais Saied dissolved parliament and sacked the government to rule by decree last year, a move the opposition has called a coup. Critics have labelled a new draft constitution as an attempt by Saied to expand his powers unlawfully. Tunisians have been left frustrated by years of political argument and economic stagnation.
The World Cup is the only thing that's left for us in Tunisia. It's the way out and the thing that brings everyone together, regardless of the differences we see in politics or our economic problems.
Qatar 2022 will be Tunisia's 6th appearance at a World Cup. They've never made it out of the group stage and have won just 2 games at the tournament. Fans in Tunis hope the country's large expat community in Doha will give the Eagles of Carthage an advantage this time round.
Hopefully our Tunisian community there will encourage the team, especially during the first matches.
Hopefully we can get out of the group stage. We've had enough of leaving early.
Achieving that won't be easy, with group games against defending champions France, as well as Denmark and Australia. Paul van der Werf, Al Jazeera.
When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines.
Whether you're at home or abroad, ZIZ's social media platforms help you stay connected with what's going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. Keep up with daily events by liking our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at ZBC Online. Like our pictures on Instagram and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Also, you can watch us live on the ZIZ mobile app and our website, zizonline.com. No matter where you are, ZIZ is just a click away. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, reaching you wherever you are.
Recapping the top stories, Supervisor of Elections clarifies statement on voter list. Police officer discusses bribery according to National Assembly Elections Act. And St. Kitts Sustainable Destination Council encourages the general public to go plastic free. And that's the end of the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Scotticia Hendrickson.